Hello, 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 friends. Nicholas here. DIVO TED Talks. Sorry. My stomach is grumbling because I'm hungry. I finally got into this good eating routine where I eat and then I work until I'm hungry and then I go home and have my meal, and it's working out well. It makes me feel good because it reminds me of Dr. Lad, my Ayurveda teacher. He would be teaching class and his stomach rumbling could be heard through the entire room, and it was loud. And he would just keep talking, and his stomach's grumbling, and we knew he was hungry. But he would teach. And so with that, I've gotten off on some powerful and interesting topics lately because they're pertinent to the time. And you may come back on these at another time, right? These stay around in perpetuity. And so, when you revisit them, I hope you can hear the truth behind them. Even though the details are specific, the wisdom is more from the universal than it is from the relative. But everything is relative, right? Because to know truth is to know relativity, and to know relativity, truth can be known. And what does that mean, right? If everything is a piece of the whole, then you can take that relativity to take you back to the whole. And from that whole, you can go out to each of the relativities, right? It's like a spoke on a wheel. And you have the center axle, right? Or you have that central sun, and then you have all the planets orbiting around it. I said something profound last night, and I wrote it down. It wasn't profound. I shouldn't say I'm profound, but I said our life is much like an orbit around being a person, of being and I am and awareness. And so that spoke of the wheel, right? Our experiences are this orbiting and these proximities and these constant returns to different things. And sometimes the return is a year, like the Earth around the sun, or sometimes it's like Jupiter, which is, I don't know how many. I'm sorry, astronomers, I don't know. But I did take a picture of the celestial bodies this morning because I was like, whoa, that's really cool. There's like the moon and a bunch of others. And there was a lot of bright lights in the sky. Jupiter was there. A couple of constellations. Is it Cancer? I don't know. Doesn't matter. But these constellations within our lives, these orbits of people, places, and things in our lives help us learn who we are, and the gravity of the different relationships and the arc of the different ellipses depends on size, and it depends on relativity, distance-wise, and again, the gravity. And it's fascinating, right? Like the yoga masters and the rishis, the seers, they could tell you that going inward is to go outward. And I've been having a wonderful time looking outward and understanding the inner, as well as how, the way all of life really recapitulates itself. And so I can understand human interactions by the rotation of planets. I can understand a person's understanding of self through the solar system. Like, to me, slowly and slowly, everything's the same. And so sometimes I'm left going, why is it so serious? Why do we have to take this so serious? Why is everything so on a linchpin to either calamity or utopia? I know it's very dramatic to say it that way, but it is. It's this hairpin trigger between it all falling apart and it all falling together. So what does that mean? I don't know. It means we're in a volatile time, but this is not by any stretch of the imagination the most volatile, and I doubt it will be the last volatile time. I mean, I hope it would be. Like, I would hope that this is like us really going, oh, we can't do that. We shouldn't do that. This isn't right. But until these imaginal worlds that I've been talking about get popped, I don't know that it's possible, because we're not all talking about the truth anymore. right? We've lost our agreed upon reality. Now, previous agreed upon realities included people being dehumanized or other than or separate from. And in some cultures, that's still true. I would argue that in our culture, it's still very true. I might get flack for that, but I don't really care because it still is. It's very evident. Like you can just look around and see, right? I won't get into too much depth about it, but as an American, as a white man, I can see how I'm treated differently day in and day out. It's easily seen. I can tell because I feel like there are things I can do because of the way I look. And it's true. Like I find myself to be potentially intimidating looking, but I'm never seen as a threat. I can't even remember a time that I've been seen as a threat, but I guarantee there's certain people, if they had a certain tone, would be seen as a threat with a beard this big and long hair. I'm just saying, it's not fair. And yet that's the way it is. So if we're calling a spade, that's where we have to get. Being able to call spades a spade and agree what a spade is. Right now, people are saying spades are hearts and hearts are diamonds. You know, like we can't even agree on anything. And until we get that shared reality together, we're just going to have to continually meditate, practice yoga, practice breathing, and go through the process so that we have clear vision, so that we can show up rightly. Because then we can become an example to the world and those around us. But until then, well, not until then. Until the world can get on the same page, that's what is called of us. That is what is going to best serve you and serve others. And so with that knowledge, how can you, day to day, do what's right? Sorry. Could you see the a computer loading circle? It was working its way around. So in the meantime, finding a practice that you resonate with. I've talked about this before. It doesn't matter if you're Christian and you're in prayer or reading the Bible or doing devotionals, or if you're in Islam, or if you're in Judaism or Hinduism or anything, finding a practice, and it could be a combination of many, right? Like we act like it has to be these monoliths when in reality, if it's many paths, one truth, which I believe in, you may not, you may believe yours is the one truth, and that's okay. It's still getting to one truth. So I'm okay with that. But again, I go back, spoke of the wheel, and everything leads back to it. And so if each of these things are the many paths leading to the one truth, hopefully we can get there. And so you find what you resonate. Like you could be into the Silva mind control or something, like whatever practice helps you show up clearly and others, and show up rightly for others is what you have to do. And that would be the yoga of it. And that would be the Ayurveda of it. It is serving you. It's filling your cup. And it's also not taking away from others. It is really practicing yoga at its deepest root. Be the example or be the change you wish to see in the world. And so I'll leave it at, I don't know when it will get better. I don't know how it's going to get better. But if past precedent is any indication, it will. And my wish for you is peace along the way until it does. What is it? May the sun ever be at your face and the wind ever at your back. Be safe on your travels. I know I'm messing it up. And then be well and be free, friends.